Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of The Fantasy Effect, the first album by the band Reflections. But we're going to review the Redux version, which came out a couple of days ago. Most of the stuff was re-recorded for this Redux version. It contains a new song. As you can see, the original album was produced and recorded by the band by using Mixcraft 4. This is the lineup that took part in the recordings: Jake on the vocals, Patrick and Charles on guitars, Francis on bass and Bo on drums. This is very important because Jake actually wrote a post on Facebook with a lot of interesting facts about this album, and I also wrote to him and he told me that the next year we're going to see a special thing for the Exist record. They are going to do an EP with 5 songs from Exist re-recorded. I just hope they are going to re-record Exit, Delirium, Wayne Ward's My Cancer and Stories Through Storms, because these are my all-time favorites. The first time I actually heard this band was back in 2013 when they released My Cancer as a single. It was a magical time for sure, and I've been listening to them since then. Here's my setup as usual. The production on this re-recording is amazing. It's tight. I've listened to the original, then I've listened to the re-recording. It's like night and day. The album hits you differently now. I think it's better. I think it's better than the original. The consistency is stable, almost all of the songs are great, and message is personal, and we don't even have to guess what the songs are about because the vocalist wrote it here. So he has Ceilings, it's about the time he was homeless. The most interesting fact is that the original album wasn't even the original. They've already completed it in 2011, but they've lost the files, so they had to re-record everything from scratch, and that's the 2012 version. The structure of the songs is progressive. It's the typical genty stuff, you know, breakdown after breakdown and some interesting solos. That's how most of the songs here sound like. Ceiling is a nice song. I would say it's replayable. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. It's a good opener. I can say the same thing about Miscommunication. Good push. Now with this track I have some problems. The first solo is missing. That's because Jake asked Charles to re-record it, and I guess Charles didn't have time for it, and they've left the space out for when he would like to record it. So I guess this song is unfinished right now because the solo is missing. The original had the solo. Good Push is also a good song, 7 out of 10. Now we're getting to some amazing tracks. An Artifact, everyone knows this one. This is a classic banger. Has some great solos, some chunky riffs, some breakdowns. Everything is perfect here. Now, Picture Perfect. On the original album it was okay, but here it just punches so hard. It's heavy as hell. I love it. Advance Upon Me Brethren. It was the first single released from the album. It has all of the band's elements, so you can show this song to someone so they will know how Reflections sounds like. Amazing song, 10 out of 10. The next song, Lost, is an intro to And Found. At the beginning it was a one song, but they've decided to split it because they would use Lost as an intro to their live shows. Here it's slightly different than the original Lost. I think this one is better. Go check it out for yourself. It's a solid 8 out of 10. And Found is just And Found. It's a classic, everyone knows it. Everyone saw the guitar playthrough they made for it back in the day. It has good vibes. 10 out of 10. The Fantasy Effect, now this I think it's pointless. It's a new song, but it's just some droning sounds for a couple of minutes. I don't know why they've added it to the record. It's just a waste of time. That's just my opinion, it's a 0 out of 10. I wish instead of this song we would just get the Pantera cover of Sunblasted Skin as a bonus track, re-recorded. It would be so much fun. And the final track, Rotations, I think this is a masterpiece. It's the best song on the record for sure. Amazing structure, amazing solos, amazing ambience and atmosphere. The vocals are even better than on the original. Also, this version is longer by 2 minutes. They've added ambient ending to it, and this ending is actually great. It serves a purpose, it enriched the song and the vibe. It's the opposite of the fantasy effect, which has no meaning and it shouldn't even be on the record. Here the new added stuff is actually a good thing. So yeah, Rotations is even better than it was before. 11 out of 10. Now I'm going to review the flow of the record. I think the flow would be great if it wasn't for the fantasy effect song. I mean, the flow is disrupted only by this one song, so I would say the flow is digestible. Replayability, hell yeah, this album is going to stay with me for a while. It's not my favorite from the band. I've always liked Exist and The Color Clear way more, but this is a solid album for sure. I urge you to check it out. The original I would rate the same. It doesn't have the fantasy effect song, which kinda brings this release down a bit, but it has way worse quality and production, so it kinda evens out. I would still go with this Redux version, but if you haven't listened to the original, you should check it out for sure, just to compare how different the experience can be and how much different vibes both releases have. I'm going to stick to this Redux version from now on, but I did enjoy the original as well. I guess that's the end of the review. Sorry if it was kinda chaotic today. If you've enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Go write down in the comments what you think about this Redux release. Do you enjoy it? Do you think it's better than original, or maybe not? I would love to hear from you. I will see you next time. Bye!